What is aperture? So aperture is the opening of the lens diaphragm. And what is a lens diaphragm? I hear many of you cry. Let's have a look. Right, in there you've got a little dot. That is adjustable on most lenses. That is the lens diaphragm that's opening, closing, opening, closing. And that is measured in what's called F numbers in most photography lenses. The lower the F number, the wider open that lens is. So what does that affect? It affects two things. The first thing, probably the most important thing, is the amount of light that comes into your lens. Capturing a photo or capturing any video is all about light. Without light, you can't take a photo or record a video. There is no way you can do it. So capturing more light is obviously more beneficial in most cases. The other thing that it affects is how much depth of field there is in that shot. So let me show you two different photos and also two different video clips. In both of these photos, I focused on the barbecue tray that is frozen with the sticks, etc. inside it. But you can see at f3.5, the background is super blurry and gives a nice bokeh effect. Whereas at f22, it's pretty much in focus. Similarly, in these two videos at 3.5 and f11, there is a big difference in the background blur. Why would you want to use different aperture settings? Surely you want everything in focus all the time. Well, that's not true. In things like landscape photography or sports photography, you probably do want to get more in focus because it makes it a little bit easier. You know, if you want to try and pinpoint somebody's eye while they're running, that's some hell of a skill. That's not going to happen. And the same in recording and video. If you're doing something with sports, generally you want to capture as much as possible and let the viewer look at what they want to look at. So in documentaries, in films, in any of those kind of genres, you probably want to get everything in focus. But when it comes to like portraits and cinematography, you don't want that. You really want to draw the viewer's attention to a specific point. So in cinema, you want to make sure that the main character and their lines that are so important, people are engaging with only that character and not a car that just drove past in the background. So that's why you would want to choose different aperture settings in terms of depth of field. You also will want to use different aperture settings in terms of how much light is available to you. So if you are going to go and, for instance, take photos of the stars, it's extremely hard to take photos of the stars at f22. It's just because you don't get enough light. I have learned quite a bit during the last year in terms of what aperture does, what challenges it brings, and also why you would do different things. I absolutely urge you to go out and try it. Just go take the same shot at different aperture settings. And if you're a beginner, most cameras have an aperture priority setting. It will look like AV generally is one of the settings on your little jog dial. So if you flip your camera to AV, what that will do, you choose the aperture and the camera does the rest. So it really helps you to understand just the aperture side without worrying about the rest of the settings. The camera does the rest for you. So go out, have a bit of a laugh, see what you can do and see what different pictures and videos you can create with different settings on your camera. Keep learning. If you've liked the video, please subscribe. It does help a massive amount. And I will see you in the next one. Okay,